Nole insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Linnefelt here with you. It may be the off season, but football never stops in Tallahassee, as Florida State has announced its early enrollee signing class for 2017. 7 kids, 3 5-stars. Yeah. Good group of guys could join in the Seminoles here in the spring.
Yeah, and if you look back over the last several years, one of the hallmarks of Jimbo Fisher's tenure as head coach is bringing in some top-level recruits early in January, getting them involved, getting them, one, settled into their class schedules and things like that, and getting adjusted to life as a college student, but also getting them involved in fourth quarter drills next month and then spring football in March. It does those guys a whole lot of good to get involved with the team before before their freshman season even begins. Sort of the cliche goes that a lot of these guys will be preparing for their senior proms in a few weeks, and instead they're here on campus, and it really is a really good trend in college football, I think, as far as letting those guys get acclimated before the fall of their freshman seasons.
Not only some highly recruited players, but guys who will fill needs for the Seminoles. Cam Akers, a 5-star running back. Obviously, Dalvin Cook, he's gone. This is a kid who's a consensus first or second running back in the nation. Then you have Stanford Samuels, the third. Fans will recognize that name, a legacy kid. Stanford Samuels, bigger reach there, is his father, former DB here. Then another 5-star, Joshua Kando, defensive end out of Baltimore via IMG Academy in Bradenton. And then you have Cyrus Fagan, a 4-star, a safety. Obviously, Florida State knows safety depth is critical, especially the way the teams spread things out these days and injuries, and just a lot of players, a lot of needs met.
Yeah, you nailed it there when you talk about Cam Akers stepping in at a position where you lose Dalvin Cook, Joshua Kando stepping in at a position where you lose DeMarcus Walker, Stanford Samuels III stepping in at a position where you lose Marquez White. It's one thing to bring in top-level talent, another thing to bring in guys who can, if not immediately step in, at least look forward to the future of knowing those guys can maintain sort of the standard that Florida State has set at those positions. And so, look, nobody expects Cam Akers to be Dalvin Cook on day one. Nobody expects Joshua Kando to be DeMarcus Walker on day one.
Well, a couple people might, but that seems pretty unreasonable.
Sure, but the point being, they might not be there yet, but based on the evaluations of the guys who spend so much time breaking down film and watching these things, the high school football games, the all-star camps, all that, the projections are the best we've got right now, and all the projections say that the talent level at Florida State is definitely going to remain consistent to where it was, and if it maybe even raise a little bit. And that's just kind of what we've gotten used to at Florida State, where National Signing Day is sort of like a holiday. Florida State is recruited at such a high level under Jimbo Fisher, and it's sort of like the idea when you announce your early enrollees. You ever go in your family at Christmas time, you ever on Christmas Eve you open like one gift. That's kind of like what this is. National Signing Day is still a few weeks away, but you have these 7 guys that are coming in to sort of tide you over until all the excitement of that day. And really, man, this is more than just an appetizer. Between those 3 guys and then some of the other players you have coming in, it really is sort of like 2 main courses.
It's like opening up a pair of socks versus opening up a brand new Lexus for the Seminoles in this case. Well, let's talk about the importance of getting these guys in early.
Yeah.
15 extra practices in the spring. Like you said, getting onto a college campus, taking classes, getting your feet under you. You can't overstate the value of those things.
No, you really can't. And it's not just that. Like you said, fourth quarter drills coming up, but just to be out there with your teammates, kind of suffer together through some of those conditioning drills. I think that's a big part of a player's maturation process. I look at it for a guy like Bailey Hockman, a quarterback who, we know how demanding Jimbo Fisher's offense is for quarterbacks. For him to be able to get here a semester early, get in the system and get learning at a position where Florida State, quite frankly, needs some depth going into next year behind DeAndre Francois and JJ Cosentino. They're going to need that. So to get him in there, get him just as much experience as possible leading into the fall, that's a really good thing. Same for the guys in the secondary. Same for, just about anybody. There's
Juco Adonis Thomas, a guy who probably you want to possibly step in and play right away. Important to have that time.
Yeah, and we talk about making the adjustment from high school to college. Well, making the adjustment from junior college to Division I is a pretty big deal as well. So anything those guys can do to get a jump on it, it's a good thing. We've heard time and again from players throughout the years, whether it be Dalvin Cook, DeMarcus Walker, some of the other guys who enrolled early, they always say like they feel like they got to jump, and when they got time to be fall camp, whereas some of the other freshmen were sort of like deer in the headlights on the first day of fall camp, these guys know what to expect, and so it's no matter how you slice it, it's a really good thing.
Also, don't want to miss out Trey McKitty, also coming in, a young tight end, also from IMG Academy in Bradenton. Good to always get those guys in and get a chance to learn from the older guys. Signing day? February 1st, first day of February. Florida State always pushing for a top 5 class. We'll have all of your analysis and your signing day videos as well. We have our social media master, Eric Todoroff, working hard on some special stuff for you as well. You won't want to miss any of it as Florida State looks for another top 5 signing class. So for Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.